One of the biggest questions that we have in the fitness industry is about which diet should you be following. The two most common and popular diets that we have are the Yo-Yo Diet and the Maingaining Diet. And you may be wondering to yourself, what is the difference between the two and which one should you be following? Let me explain. Let's start with the Yo-Yo Diet first. What is a Yo-Yo Diet? A Yo-Yo Diet is where someone, for part of the year, bulks up. What is bulking up? Bulking up is where you eat more calories than your maintenance level. Your maintenance level or your maintenance calories are the amount of calories that you need to intake to remain at the weight that you're currently at. So for me, I weigh 150 pounds. For me to remain at 150 pounds for every single day for the rest of the year, I will need to eat roughly 2,300 calories. And that number will differ for everyone. You might be someone watching this video and think, well, I weigh 150 pounds, so I will need to eat 2,300 calories to maintain my weight. No, that number differs based on how active and how much exercising you're doing daily. Suppose you're someone that's way more active than I am, you will need to eat roughly 2,600 calories to maintain your weight at 150 pounds. And there might be someone who's less active than I am, who exercises day to day, who doesn't exercise on the weekend. They might need to eat roughly 2,000 calories. So that number would differ. And to figure out that number, you have to search on Google a BMI calculator. A BMI calculator stands for Body Mass Index. And you can just click on the first Google link and it's going to ask you a lot of personal information like how active you are, what's your exercising routine, how much do you weigh, and what's your height. So you can just punch in all the numbers, punch in all the information that the website's asking, and it's going to give you a number at the end. And that's going to be your maintenance calories. That's the amount of calories that you need to intake to remain at the same weight they're currently at. So when you go on a book in the Yo-Yo Diet, when someone goes on a book, they eat at a calorie surplus, meaning they eat more than their maintenance level. And when you take in more calories than you're burning, you put on weight. So in the Yo-Yo Diet, usually people bulk up. They go over the calories by 1,000 grams. By about 500 to 1,000 grams, they bump up their calories and they put on weight. They put on roughly 20 to about 30 pounds in weight. And the body fat percentage, that's usually 10% when they start the book, goes up to 15, 20, and 30%. So they just put on weight, essentially, in part of the year. But after they're done the bulking period in the Yo-Yo Diet, they have to cut down. They have to cut down the weight that they have put on. So you go on a cut. A cut is when you eat in a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is when you eat lower than your maintenance level. So my maintenance level right now is 2,300. If I want to go on a cut, I will have to eat less than that, and that will result in my weight loss because you're going to be putting in less calories than you're actually burning. So you're going to be burning more calories than you're actually taking in, and that will result in a weight loss. So in the Yo-Yo Diet, you bulk up and then you go on a cut. So it's like a yo-yo, it moves up and down. When you go on a cut, you lose weight. Again, you lose all the pounds that you have put on. You probably lose about 20 to 30, again, the same that you put on. Your body fat percentage will go into single digits, about 7 to 10%. And you'll put on and you'll get shredded, essentially. That's what happened in the Yo-Yo Diet. You're going to bulk up for part of the year, which usually happens in the winter because you're not too worried about going to the beaches because it's way too cold outside. You're not worried about taking your shirts off and showing people you're fat because that's not going to happen. And you're okay with putting on the weight because it's cold and you want to feel warm. And in the summertime, you're going to go on a cut because you want to look nice because you actually want to go to the beaches now. So you're going to lose the weight. That's what happens in the Yo-Yo Diet. Now we shift over to the Maingaining Diet. What is a Maingaining Diet? A Maingaining Diet is where someone does not go on the bulk and cut, they maintain the level of the weight that they're currently at. So me, I'm 150 pounds. When I'm in a Maingaining Diet phase, I remain at 150 pounds for the rest of the year. And my weight doesn't shift up or down, it remains the same. And I take the same amount of calories in. I don't change the numbers of my calories. For my weight at 150, I eat 2,300 calories for the rest of the year. I don't shift that. It remains the same. My body fat percentage also remains the same. I don't go on a bulk. I don't go on a cut. I eat the same amount of calories. My weight stays the same. And my body fat percentage does not change for the rest of the year. That's what happens in a Maingaining Diet. And now it comes to the big question. Which of the two diets should you be following? Is one useless? Should one be thrown in the garbage can? And no, that's a no to the both of them. You should follow both of the diets. Both of the diets have a purpose, but they have a purpose in different time frames of your fitness journey. What do I mean by that? When you start your fitness journey, you're a beginner. You're probably going into the fitness world or the health world to lose weight because you might be overweight. You might be someone who's 300 pounds. Or you might be someone who's anorexic, who's 97 pounds and looking to put on mass and muscle. In that period, in that beginning time frame, it will not make sense for you to follow a diet where you're maintaining. It will not make sense for you to eat the same amount of calories to remain at the weight of 300 or to remain at the weight of 97 pounds. So in those two time frames, in that beginning time frame, you should go on a yo-yo diet where someone who's overweight should do a cut and someone who's underweight should go on a bulking period. So it makes sense to follow a yo-yo diet when you're starting your fitness journey. But after you have reached a healthy weight, after you have reached a healthy percentage in your body fat, it makes sense for you to follow a Maingaining diet. So Maingaining diet should take place 2 to 3 years in your fitness journey. When you have reached the healthy weight and you have reached a healthy body fat percentage, then you should follow a Maingaining diet, which will help you maintain your physique and you'll put on about 3 to 10 pounds of muscle every single year for the rest of your life, because that will be the healthiest option. Because as you move further in your fitness journey, you're going to come to realize that it's going to be harder if you're natural to put on muscles and to put on heavy amounts of mass if you're not doing any amounts of steroids or any other drugs. So for you moving further in your fitness journey, it will make sense for you to follow a diet where you're maintaining, and you'll come to realize that bulking and cutting as you move further in the fitness journey, that they will become useless and not healthy for your heart. So both of the diets have a purpose. Maingaining should be followed further down in your fitness journey when you're 2 to 3 years in, when you have reached a healthy amount, when you've reached a healthy weight and healthy amount of body fat percentage, then you should follow Maingaining diet. But at the start of your fitness journey, you should follow yo-yo diet where you're bulking and cutting. Hopefully that makes sense to all of you.